Welcome to my Christmas how to make sessions. Been doing lots of things so far this year. We've been looking at Christmas centerpieces. We've had a look at some post boxes for fairies and for elves, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of these little Christmas trees. The great thing about these, they're upcycled from sticks and they are perfect to hang outside. I have some hanging in our fairy garden that we made last year at Christmas time with all the children staying here on holiday, and they're still hanging in the up in the garden now, so they really do last and they're perfect to hang outdoors, in a porch, in the garden, wherever you like, and they're really simple to make, which is even better. So what you need: a pair of scissors, your choice of colours to make your tree with, and of course a good old stick. Something fairly straight or you're going to have a very bendy Christmas tree, but nothing needs to be too perfect because Christmas trees never look that square in real life. This one is just cut by eye, and I'm going to show you that's exactly what I'm going to do now. You can go for any colours you like. I mean, here you can see I've made one out of all sorts of rainbow colours, everything I had. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see if I can make one a bit more colour coordinated. So we're going to have a green and gold one, and where I've got a little gold bow on the top there, I'm going to put a red bow. So starting off with these ones, need to cut some floristry ribbon about 60 centimetres long, 50 to 60 centimetres, just to give yourself enough cutting room. So I'm going to go for about there. If I line those up like that, and then I'll need to repeat that because I'm going to need to go all the way up there. They'll get slightly smaller as I go, but just to give it a good guide, I'm just going to cut them all to the same length. This stuff is fairly cheap to buy. This is £2.20 in our local store, and you get a huge reel of it, so I find it really useful for all sorts of crafts. If I go for one more, because we're actually going to rip them in half so they make twice the amount as well. There we go, another one there, and there. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, perfect. And then once you've cut them, if you tear them in half so you've got double length, and this floristry ribbon is really easy, it just tears, so you don't need to cut it, and it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, just straight down the middle. There we go, and there's all my colours, and I'm going to do every other. So start with the first one, and it's a good old-fashioned granny knot that I'm going to use. So under the stick, I would say it's a bit fiddly actually knotting them, so you need children, if you're making it with children, you need them just old enough to be able to tie a knot. If not, and you're working it with younger children, if you just get them to help you by putting a finger on the knot or something, you can see it lies at a bit of an angle there, and we want it straighter than the way it naturally lies. But you'll find if you tie another knot the same way, don't try and do a reef knot or anything clever, just a straightforward granny knot. By the time you put your second one on, it'll lie flatter. There we go. So there's my base, and it lies relatively flat. And then I'm going to work my next one in the gold, and then just go green, gold, all the way up. And there we have, all the way to the top, one stick covered in ribbon that's not yet very Christmas shaped. So what I'm going to do is take the scissors to it, and I would start at the top on the smallest end and work down that way so that you're not trying to weave it in at the end. I find, having tried both, that that works the best. So I want my gold at the top. So I'm going to start there and snip in quite close at the top and then just go down in a rough Christmas tree shape. Again, if you're nervous about this, you could always draw it out first where you're going to snip. But I have to say, I tend to do it just a bit rough and ready and see how we come out. And down the other side. There we go, you can see the shape starting to form there. I'm just going to trim him up a bit more. So if you cut it wide to begin with, you've always got the option to come back on it and just finesse him as he goes. There we go. When you're happy with your Christmas tree shape, what I did on the end of this one was just put a little bow on the top. Now on my colour coordinated one here, I thought it'd look quite nice just to change the colours and have a bit of red. So I'm going to do a red bow for the top. So I got a similar size piece, a bit smaller, about there. About ruler length, I would say 30 centimetres. And then tie a knot. Oops, halve him first. To it just like you have all the others so far, so a knot in the top. And then this time I'm just going to do one knot and then make a bow shape. And find my stapler and just pop a staple in and just hold him in place. There we go. When you've got your staple in, like that, then if you just trim up your ribbons, and I like to make it just like an old-fashioned ribbon with a little V in it. There we go. There I have my 2 Christmas trees and one finishing touch so that you can actually hang him up in the garden. Need a little bit of wool on him, which is as simple as, I've got some nice multicoloured wool here which I picked up because I thought that was, I think it was in the pound shop actually, but I just thought that was nice Christmassy colours and useful for all sorts of things. Cut a piece and then just behind your bow there, just so that you're securely on, I've got a little knot on my wood here, which I'm going to just secure it below that. Just tie him in a knot, nice and tight. I'll do a double knot there. Lots of knotting in this. And I'm just going to wind him up there. And up that way, so that he hangs right from the very top, not from the bottom. And tie another one at the top there. That one again. There we are. And when he's all ready to hang up like that, you then have 2 that you can pop out in the garden.